Our next guest was first inspired by music at the age of 8 when he saw the movie Fiddler on the Roof on TV. The setting for that story was in Russia. But as we know, if you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band. Actually, Chris Duarte opted for a guitar instead. He's been rated among the world's top blues guitarists alongside Eric Clapton, Buddy Guy, and B.B. King. Even though he's that good, Chris still lives by the notion that practice makes perfect. He's been known to play until his fingers bled. He's Texas born and world traveled, and he's coming back to H-Town this weekend. More on that in a moment. Chris joined us before one of his last Houston shows with music from his latest recording, Ain't Giving Up. Okay, so you have to tell me, what was it about Fiddler on the Roof that just caught your attention as a kid?
It's when that fiddler, he's silhouetted up on that roof, and he just does that. I thought that was so cool. So I went to school the next day, and I said I wanted to play violin. They said, we have too many violin players. You'll play clarinet. Went home to my mom. They said clarinet. My mom said no clarinet. But the seed was planted, as they said. But yeah, it was the network debut of the Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, and you grew up in San Antonio.
I grew up in San Antonio. That was in D.C., though. We were living in D.C. at the time.
How did that translate into finally making it happen to guitar?
Well, my older brother got a guitar, and so I was constantly picking that thing up and playing it. And so my mom said, fine, we'll get you a guitar. And then I just started learning out of Beatles books and stuff.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's different styles of music. And what I love about the guitar is that it's a full concert. You can just be there with the guitar, kind of like the piano, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, whatever you want to get out of it and whatever you want to do and whatever makes you happy. And I just wanted to learn how to play everything.
Yeah. At what point you decide that this is not only something that's a passion, but you wanted it to be your living?
I think probably when I was about 14 or 15 is when I said I wanted to be good at this. Yeah. I wanted to work hard at it.
What did your parents think about that? Because so often our parents will say, okay, honey, that's your passion and your hobby, but you need to be an engineer alongside.
That's right? Exactly how it went. But when they saw that I was starting to get gigs and I was starting to really do it and starting to go places, then they sort of turned around on it.
That journey is the cool part to anybody's success story, right? Is when you get that confirmation along the way, because we can have a lot of self-doubt and think, should I really be doing this? But as you get a gig, it didn't matter what the gig is at the time, you just get booked.
Exactly.
That's a big thing.
I didn't care what it was. I was happy to be there, and that's what I still love to do. Even at my advanced age, I still love getting up and playing for people.
Yeah, and you love it so much that you do everything, as we mentioned earlier, jazz, punk, rock, whatever it is. If it's music, you're playing it on that guitar. But you got a lot of notice in Austin, which Austin's such a big music city. So is Houston, but Austin's such a big music city, and of course the home of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, you have lots of heroes, but to be ranked alongside those heroes like B.B. King, Eric Clapton, that's got to be pretty cool.
And it's pretty humbling, because I'd never thought I'd be even mentioned in those same words, So I mean, it's just all the hard work I've put into it, and that's what I wanted. That was my goals, to get there.
As a musician, you know the benefits, the side benefits of playing music. What do you say to any parent whose kid expresses even the least interest in a musical instrument?
Always play from the heart, get a metronome, work with that, play from the heart, and just never give up on your dreams.
Yeah. What were the other lessons you learned in playing music that have nothing to do with really being on stage?
Always be nice and humble with people. Never be like a rock star, big-headed guy, because there's always going to be somebody better than you. Yeah. So just always be humble and kill them with kindness out there.
It's one thing to be on stage and do concerts, which I imagine you absolutely love because you get that immediate feedback from an audience. But it's also cool when you put an album together and then you're able to play it over and over again and see the collection of your work with other people as well. Texas Sugar Straight Magic album.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was the first real one that sort of burst me out into the international scene. And that one did surprisingly well. So I'm still riding the coattails from that album.
Tell us about your latest album.
The album is Ain't Giving Up. It's on Provogue Records, part of Mascot label, and it's doing really well. They're a Denmark label, but they've put a lot of money into it, and they're doing a real good job.
Let's spice things up with my new favorite dish this morning, Chris Duarte performing from Ain't Giving Up.
Up on us. No, I ain't I said, all your friends tell you what you wanna hear. Everything I say goes in and out the other ear. Well, I ain't giving up on us. No, I ain't giving up on us. No matter how much you cry, scream, drink, lie, and cuss. Well, I ain't giving up on us. No, I ain't giving up on us. No matter how much you cry, scream, drink, lie, and cuss. Yeah.
Thank you.
Chris Duarte's latest album, Ain't Giving Up, is available now everywhere music is sold or streamed. You can catch Chris in concert this Friday, June 5th at 8 p.m. at McGonigel's Mucky Duck, and his live performances are a must-see for any blues or guitar fan. For more information, visit greatdayhouston.com.